Welcome to the stock workout where we flex on the market to make gains. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Orbital Energy Group. Now, this is a stock that will absolutely test your patience. I know it has tested mine. It's had huge news drop. We saw a huge spike and a sell-off. I do not know why this is happening with this stock, but I am going to give a few reasons, a few possibilities as to why this happened. We're going to take a look at the news. We're going to take a look overall at Orbital Energy. We're going to take a look at some analyst price targets, and then we're going to take a look at the chart action. This is a brilliant company, and I've been holding this for around 6 months or so. I am still in the minus, but I continue to hold with belief that this small cap company can grow and become a great big mammoth of a company. So that is the intention that I hold this stock with. Now, the news that dropped had a lot of us scratching our heads. We were a bit confused as to what had happened and why we had seen a sell-off. So let's get into the news to start off with. It says Orbital Energy Group's subsidiary, Orbital Solar Services, awarded $64 million, 137 megawatt project from Fortune 100 energy company. Now, first off the back, that is huge. That is brilliant to see. Orbital Energy, as a growing company, they have a good strategy of these subsidiaries. So they go out and acquire other small companies and just incorporate them within their own structure. Orbital Energy. This is the second contract that they've landed this month. I think it is recently, really recently. Second contract they've landed via one of their subsidiaries, and this is a growing company. So they have a really good strategy of buying out smaller companies, or maybe even not even smaller, maybe even other companies that they can afford to buy out, and then they incorporate them within their own structure. So it says over here, so Orbital Energy on June the 9th, they announced that its wholly owned subsidiary, Orbital Solar Services, and it's important that it's wholly owned. Why? Because that means that the 64 million is wholly Orbital Energy's. They're not splitting it with anybody else. Orbital Solar Services, a leader in utility scale solar power generation facilities, has been awarded an engineering, procurement, and construction contract. The contract it says the contract in brackets here, and then it says to construct a 137 megawatt solar farm in Arkansas by a North American Fortune 100 energy company. The project has an expected total value of over $64 million. Now, they've partnered with the Fortune 100 energy company, so big companies are taking notice of Orbital Energy's specialist services. That's good to see as well. Project is worth 64 million, and that 64 million is important, and I'm going to touch back on that later on. Now, further down it says the contract calls for OSS to design, engineer, and produce a utility scale solar array to be delivered in early 2022. Under the contract terms, OSS will provide full utility scale EPC services, including substation construction, sorry. In the selection process, OSS was evaluated for its technical innovation and support capabilities to create a long-term partnership in providing utility-scale solar facilities. Hopefully, a long-term partnership will be really good for this company. Then it says OSS was selected based on its in-house engineers' capabilities, supply chain relationships, and proven track record of having executed over 40 solar projects in excess of 600 megawatts. OSS is a well-recognized industry leader with more than 50 years combined experience in the delivery and management of both commercial and renewable energy construction projects. Then a statement from the CEO says, this new project with an industry-leading Fortune 100 energy company demonstrates the recognition of OSS's technical expertise and abilities from North American energy companies in designing and building these large, complex, utility-scale solar projects. We look forward to commencing work on this project even as we continue to pursue other potential opportunities in this area. Then he says, we are thrilled by this award, which highlights the value of our OSS subsidiary to utility scale solar customers and showcases Orbital's ability to provide services that contribute to reducing our nation's carbon footprint. So he drops a couple of comments regarding this contract, all positive stuff. He also mentions that Orbital Energy are continuing to pursue other potential opportunities in the area, which is brilliant to see. He also then went on to say, by continuing to pursue attractive projects such as this one, we look forward to expanding our presence in the renewable and alternative energy marketplace during the balance of 2021 and beyond. So this company is expanding rapidly. They have deals coming in left, right, and center, it seems like. It's brilliant to see this. Brilliant to see this by Orbital Energy Group. And just keep that number in mind, 137 megawatt project that they've just landed, and they have executed over 40 solar projects in excess of 600 megawatts. So they have been landed an absolutely huge project, 137 megawatt project, and in total they've done just over 600 megawatts. So that's brilliant. That's a really big project for Orbital Energy. Also remember this number, 64 million. I'm going to touch back on that a little bit later on in the video. 64 million is an important number. Okay, then the next bit of news, which is slightly older news, as you can see here, June the 1st, this came out. This was to do with their partnership for this bit here, their partnership for 700 miles of engineering and construction turnkey services for TEC. TEC is another subsidiary of Orbital Energy Group. So that's a really big a deal right there. 700 miles is absolutely a lot of land, that is. So that was the first partnership that came out earlier this month, and now we have had a second right now. So I'll leave the link to both of these in the description down below, so you can take a look at this yourself. And now let's go back to the charts. We're going to take a look at the charts, then we're going to take a look at some analyst price targets. So in my previous video, I drew this fib retracement. I showed that we had retraced below this 61% Fibonacci retracement. We were holding above the 78% Fibonacci retracement, and I put in a support level at $4.72 because it seemed like we had been bouncing off that. We had been trading in this channel between $5.31 and $4.72. So I'll just get rid of this fib retracement, just make it look a bit neater. What has been going on? Now, on the 9th, when this news got released regarding their 137 megawatt project, we saw a huge spike. So we saw the price run up from around $4.90 all the way to highs of $6.73. Now that was pre-market. So when I saw that, I was really pumped. I was like, what's going on? What's happened with the Orbital Energy? Has it finally broken out? Only to be disappointed and later on to see that this just came tumbling down on market open. And I was my jaw was left open as to how a stock can sell off that violently on good news. It went up pre-market, and it just sold off as soon as the market opened, and I was quite disappointed in it. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite disappointed in it because this company, and this is where the 64 million comes into play. Look at the market cap, 259 million. It's 259 million, and they've just landed a $64 million contract. So 64 million comes out to be roughly, if I'm correct, 25% of their market cap, approximately. I think it's just under, but approximately 25% of Orbital Energy's market cap. That is the size of the deal they've just landed. So just have a think about that for a second. 25% of their market cap. That is huge when it comes to numbers. And now that's brilliant to see from Orbital Energy Group. That's absolutely brilliant to see. That's just one of their deals. They've also got this other deal with TEC for the 700-mile engineering. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is that let these numbers come in. Once this revenue comes in and it is on Orbital Energy's books, and Orbital Energy then report absolutely huge revenues, what's going to happen is analysts are going to take a look at this stock. They're going to see its revenues are sky high and its market cap is quite low. So then they're going to reassess it and think, whoa, hang on a minute, this is quite undervalued. Then they're going to hike up that price target. And talking about price targets, let's take a look at the price targets for Orbital Energy Group. So I'm over here on Market Beat, Orbital Energy Group price target predictions and analyst ratings. So it's got three buy ratings, and if we go a little bit further down, you can even see here, this is a little bit off topic, but look at all this protein shakes and gym equipment. This is why it's called a stock workout. You need to get your gym in, you need to do a little bit of exercise, workout, keep fit and healthy, and then, invest in some stocks and make some money. Okay, but anyway, so they got three price analyst ratings here. So back in January 21, Craig Hallam boost price target, he had a rating of a buy and he boosted it from $2 all the way to 15. Then on the 10th of February, we had B. Riley upgrade it from neutral to buy and set a price target of 12. And then on the 22nd of February, we had Alliance Global Partners initiated coverage and they had a rating of a buy and a price target of $16.50. Now, these are really high price targets compared to where the price is now, which is totally fine. But remember, these price targets were back in January and February. So it's been almost 6 months since then. And obviously, OEG has nailed new um, contracts. They've nailed new contracts. So them price targets, they are due to be upgraded. They're due to be revised. These analysts are due to take a look at Orbital Energy again and see what the potential is now. And these price targets should change. So back onto the charts. So that, in my opinion, that will make when this revenue comes in and hits Orbital Energy's book, and then Orbital Energy reports its revenue in its filings, and when it reports its financial statements, and then now this money is in Orbital Energy's bank, and they report it on their books, analysts will take a look and revise their price targets because this will become undervalued. They've got one contract here, a solar powered contract that's 64 million, and that is coming up to nearly 25% of their market cap. And what about all the other deals? So basically, all I'm trying to say is let these deals play out. Let that money come into Orbital Energy Group's bank account. Once they report it in their financial statements, then analysts will take a look and think, oh no, this is undervalued. We need to revise price targets, and that analysts revising price targets will act like a catalyst itself. If they push the price target up, people think, oh, this is a company with a lot of potential, and then more people will invest in it. This is a very small company, 259 million market cap. It's a growing company. They keep buying out other companies and increasing the number of subsidiaries they've got. They're a very fast growing company, so it is normal to see companies, small companies, when they are investing in other companies. It's normal to see their them being a sort of a minus balance when it comes to their financial statement. But with the number of contracts Orbital Energy Group is landing, that's not normal. That's not normal. Not a lot of companies can land contracts the way Orbital Energy have been. So that's why I'm bullish on this, and I think management are doing a great job with the company. So that was a little bit about their 64 million. Just hold on that. Just hold on that. Let that money come in. Even with the other contract, the 700-mile one with TEC, the engineering contract, let that revenue come in, because when it comes in, on paper, Orbital Energy is going to look severely undervalued, right? So that's just the point I wanted to make on that. Now let's take a look at the chart. So 9th of June, the contract news came out for the solar project, $64 million project. The news came out. We just saw a violent sell-off. Now I wasn't happy to see that, but it is what it is. Now support held strong, $4.72. We are back in that horizontal trading range. So I am going to have to just take this as a violent sell-off. Maybe profit takers. So maybe profit takers. Maybe the price went up. People who bought in here, but in the four to $5 range, they saw the price come in at around $6, and they thought, you know what, we're 20% up, we're 30% up. Let's take our profits and move on. That's totally possible. Maybe some people wanted to get out of this stock they'd been holding for a long time. Maybe they'd broken even and they wanted to get out. So we had quite a bit of a sell-off. That's totally fine because this is still a growing company, and this at one point I'm damn sure that this is going to surpass this level. This blip here with this sell-off with a growing company like this, if they continue to do what they're doing, no doubt about it, this is gonna go way past that at some point. But another thing I want you guys to take note of is if I draw this info line here, in the last 2 weeks, even to where we are now, we are up 42% roughly, approximately 42% in the last 2 weeks. So that's at the point where we are now after seeing both of these sell-offs. That's still really good. 42% in a few weeks is really good. Obviously, on the high here, we were up over 100%, 135%. Now we are down to 42% because this stock has retraced quite harshly. Right, but where to now? So we're back in that trading channel. $4.72 is the support, $5.31 is the resistance. We want to break above $5.31. We need a breakout from that. On the screen, I've got the 21-day EMA alongside the 50, 100, and 200-day moving average. I've got the volume and the RSI on the screen. Volume has dropped immensely. So volume on Friday was 3 million compared to an average volume of 33 million. Now that 33 million probably comes back. A lot of it will come from here because the volume was insanely high here when they announced their news with TEC and the 700-mile engineering project. This was huge news and volume spiked a lot here. So since then, volume has been decreasing and it has decreased quite a bit. RSI is sat at 48. Anything above 70 is overbought, anything under 30 is oversold. So we're sat just near neutral, just a hairline under neutral at 48. That's totally fine. I'm happy with that. Now that 21-day EMA is fluctuating a little bit with the previous sell-off. It came down below that 50-day moving average, and with this spike, it sort of picked back up. And now it seems like it is sat right on the 50-day moving average. Very, very, harsh and violent movement with these sell-offs. But when I'm taking a look at this on the hourly chart, one thing is sticking out to me, and the thing that's sticking out to me is it seems like we may be forming a pennant here. Now with this huge run up here, this could be seen as the pole, and this is the compression of price action. Now we are trading within this channel here, and we're looking for a breakout. A breakdown will be really, really bearish, and the next level of support is quite deep below. But we are looking to break out, and this seems like maybe a pennant formation is forming. So if I just try and draw it on this chart here, so there's the pole of the flag, and now this is the thing, because of that spike, if that spike didn't happen, it would have been much more compressed. But because of that spike, now if I draw it out to there, and so this seems like what is going on. This seems like what is going on. I've got a lot of lines on the charts here, so what I will do is I will get rid of this one and this one here. So that seems like what's going on with this huge run up of the pole here, and the price seems to be compressing down here with this silly spike that happened there, and then a huge sell-off. Obviously, that with that catalyst, a catalyst trumps all of these chart tools. Just remember that. We should have just had a clean breakout, and we should have been able to, continue higher, but that didn't happen. Orbital Energy seems to be going against the grain with landing so many contracts, going against the grain with having a huge pop and then a sell-off. Not normal. But yeah, huge run up here in the price, compression of price action. So it seems like we may be forming a pennant, and we are just looking for that breakout of this pennant. So what I will say is I will continue to hold this. I'm going to continue to hold this probably all of 2021 and well into 2022 before I reassess and see what is going on with this. Along the way, obviously, I will still see what's going on with it. But before I even decide if I'm going to pull out of this or not, as I've already seen they've landed loads of contracts, I'm giving them the opportunity to go and execute them contracts. So I'm going to hold this well into 2022, and I do believe this is going to become one of them hidden gems, because when that revenue hits their books, it's going to look severely undervalued, and then people are going to start paying more attention to it. So there you have it. That's it for this video. If you appreciate that, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so I could keep bringing you more content. Um, this is one that will test your patience because with huge news that's come out as well, it had a sell-off. Nothing to worry about. It's a small cap growing company. Give it the opportunity to grow. Give it the opportunity to execute its contracts and land new contracts as well. And then wait for that money to start rolling in. And slowly but surely, this should pick up. Yeah, as I said, hit the buttons down below, and I'll see you on the next one.